So I'm learning my lesson, and I am completely going to just go from my phone from this point forward with these lives, because listen, I am not going to argue with spirit. I tried to do my camera again today, and it's just like the audio wasn't working. I don't know what was going on. So maybe I need a new camera. I'm not sure, but we'll figure it out. But at least I'm here now. Can you all hear me? Can you see me well? Let me know before I start. It's Gemini season, it's Mercury Retrograde, it's all the things, and I'm super excited to talk about the energy this week because it is Gemini season. It is my favorite season of the year. It's my season, and I know for a lot of you out there, it's also yours. So shout out to all my Geminis. Let me know if you can hear me well. Yay, you can hear me now. Yay, all better. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're going to stick to the phone vibe from now on, and I'll be doing more content with my camera where it's suitable and aligned, but not on these lives, y'all, because I'm just like over it. I don't know what is going on with the audio and why it wasn't working. So it's been better this way. I think y'all can agree. I actually even like the sound when I reviewed it last week. So, all right. Well, happy Gemini season to everybody. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know how you're doing. And thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for just rocking with me this whole time. I don't have like a ton of viewers and subscribers, but I have the ones that count and the ones that are rocking with me and that just really show up. And I'm so grateful for you. And you didn't miss anything. We're going right into it. I'm going to start off. We're going to get right into it and just start over. So let's go ahead and start fresh. Of course, Rissa Vibes here, aka Readings by Rissa. So excited to connect with you as always. Today is a brand new weekly reading. We are covering today, which is May 22nd, all the way until May 29th, which is next Sunday, where we'll meet again for another weekly reading at 1:11 p.m. Central Time, right here on YouTube. Make sure you click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the like of this video so that you let YouTube know to send this out to other people to watch it. And also make sure you hit the bell for notifications. That way you know when I go live in case I'm a little bit late, like today, or anything happens randomly and I decide to go live or post some content unscheduled, all right? So let's get right into it. Like I said, today is Gemini season. This weekend, actually, we just entered it over the last couple of days. Shout out to all you Geminis. We're going to be talking all about the Gemini energy and influence. We're also going to be tapping into a lot of the Mercury Retrograde energies. We're going to be covering the astrological influences this week. And we're going to, of course, talk about all the spirit messages that I've received from my work as a professional intuitive coach for the last 10 years, as I read the collective every single week and give you a little bit of a heads up so that you can have everything you need to be mentally prepared for your week. All right, let's go ahead and do a little review of last week, and then we'll get right into the weekly messages. So last week, in the beginning of the week, I pulled the Synergy card. This was letting us know that it was important to focus on synergy and harmony and the ability to feel synthesis. The synthesis card was what was pulled. I equate synergy and synthesis as pretty much a synonym, but energetically, we really felt into harmony with those energies. And that was something that we were guided to do in the beginning of the week. How can we find harmony amongst our circumstances, relationships, and within ourselves? Then in the middle of the week, we pulled the Dancing in the Rainbow card. This card had come up a couple other times recently, and this card was really powerful, reminding us to seek freedom and to recognize what we desire and to really honor what we desire so that we can step into it more through manifestation and positive thinking. Then at the end of the week, we pulled two cards actually, and the first card was Messenger card, reminding us again to pay attention to the communication and conversations that are being brought to us, as they are messengers from spirit and also have messages within them for us to pay attention to. Okay, so let me know how those messages ended up resonating with you throughout the week. I always post a little review on Instagram as well, so make sure to follow me at Readings by Rissa on Instagram so you can check out the little recaps that I post to remind all of you to check in with yourselves throughout the week and see how those messages are resonating so that you can make sure you can use them to actually get you through stuff. Because sometimes Even in readings, we'll get a reading or we'll watch a reading and we'll be like, oh my gosh, I feel like this is definitely so resonant to what I'm going through. And then a couple days later, we'll have a big blow up in that situation and we'll totally forget to go back to that reading and remember what it told us to do to help us get out of that mess. So that's why it's so important to come back and recheck and learn what was going on in that week and what you're experiencing from it so that you can actually get even more from it the next time around when you listen to it, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get into the spirit messages of this week. We're going right into it. Of course, it's Gemini season. It is my birthday season, so shout out to all you Geminis and shout out to me. My birthday is in about a week and a half. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. Actually 2 weeks. I guess it's like 2 weeks from now. It'll actually be the day before 2 weeks from now's readings, or the day after 2 weeks from now's readings, so pretty exciting. But the first message of this week is stepping into our Gemini energy, the duality, okay? This is facing duality and understanding our spectrum of energy, okay? The duality of the Gemini is very, very palpable. Geminis are able to feel into the entire spectrum, the light and the dark, and the range in between, okay? This is the spectrum of light, the spectrum of energy, and Geminis are incredibly, incredibly good at naturally communicating in those different spectrums of light or with those different spectrums of light. This is also why they tend to be really great intuitives and channels and communicators of spiritual energy and influence, because they understand it and they can communicate it in a way or in a level that anybody, wherever they're at, can digest easily and understand. Hopefully I'm doing my job there. Yeah? Let me know if I'm doing my job for you all in that. Yeah, so we are all stepping into that capability this month with Gemini season kicking off this weekend. We're going to be actually clearing a lot of throat chakra stuff that's coming up for us as well. So anything that's getting in the way of our ability to be understood or to understand others is going to be surfacing. And you need to get that shit out. Sorry, excuse my language, but it's serious. Like, if you feel yourself feeling misunderstood or just misunderstanding others, you have to do the work to understand them. You have to take that time to clear that blockage. All these noises, like clearing blockages, that sounded like a whole, blockage clearing. But honestly though, this is all spiritual messages letting us know that this is important to pay attention to. Clear the blockages. We need to let them go, okay? If you are feeling congested or stuck in your expression, even if you're feeling congested energetically and physically with allergies and stuff, this is still throat chakra stuff. This is a physical representation of it. Of course, we still have allergies kicking our butt, but there's often times where it gets crazier when we already have some communication blockages. So you need to do the work to face those communication blockages, talk it out with somebody, take time to listen if you're feeling like that's the issue, slow down if you feel like that's the issue, be more clear and concise, do your research so you can communicate more intellectually about something. Whatever it is that you feel like is blocking your communication, super, super important, okay? And understanding this energy of the spectrum, okay? Let me take this sip of water because now the throat chakra stuff is clearing, but I still need water. Okay, so y'all feeling me on this? Let me know, because I know that this is a big deal for a lot of you. A lot of the readings I've been doing lately, people keep coming to me with all these throat chakra stuff. And throat chakra is also judgment, okay? Now, when we're talking about the Gemini energy, being able to feel into the spectrum, being able to notice the way in which the spectrum of light is functioning and harmonizing and synthesizing with each other from last week, when Geminis are able to do this, and really when we are all able to do this as we activate more of that consciousness, every Gemini season or every Gemini influence, just like any other zodiac is doing for us, we start to be able to also communicate along that spectrum, okay? So this is going to help us to release judgment. So there may be judgment that we have against certain expressions of light or certain expressions of lack of light, right? Certain expressions of shadow, certain expressions of light. So we need to also pay attention to what judgments are there. Ooh, I'm feeling more throat chakra stuff clearing up as I'm talking about this. Some of you are judgmental towards the way other people express their shadow. I'm guilty of it too sometimes. I get it. We are all human. Sometimes, especially when somebody's expressing their shadow in a way that we're like, oh my gosh, what is going on? That can be really off-putting, right? But we have to release judgment around that, because if we don't, we end up getting really caught up in this mirror where we start projecting our own shadows onto others because we can't accept theirs, and then it becomes this looping situation. Nobody understands each other, and it causes even more throat chakra buildup. Does this make sense? So we have to release judgment in order to allow ourselves to understand others better, so that they can understand us better, so that we can communicate better and impact each other and influence each other in the ways that we want to find balance and harmony and synthesis amongst all. Okay, do you see how these messages are coming full circle from last week? So beautiful, right? So the next message on this, okay, and I am gonna pull a card. I'm gonna pull a card. I'm gonna keep it simple with my cards today because some of my cards are in different areas right now. But I am gonna pull a card on this, just for a little bit of a idea on what kind of energy we want to really embody with this Gemini vibe. The Lynx, keeper of the secrets, okay? The Lynx, keeper of the secrets. This is a powerful energy, okay? This is saying that sometimes we judge people because we don't understand them, because we feel like they're keeping secrets. We feel like we don't know enough about them, okay? We feel like we don't know enough about people, and so we start to judge them based off assumption, right? How many times have you not known anything about somebody, you've seen them act up, and then you just assumed one thing, and then later on you realize, oh my gosh, there's all this other stuff going on, and now you're looking at them completely different, right? Or the situation completely different. This is what we're talking about, the keeper of secrets, okay? So don't judge books by their cover. Instead, take time to ask questions, take time to study, take time to be curious. The Gemini energy is a curious energy, okay? It's adventurous, it's curious, it's inquisitive. So take time, if you feel like there's a secret there or something that you don't know or understand, take time to reveal it, okay? By asking questions. You don't have to assume that they're a keeper of secrets, okay? Now this card is also saying, take time out from the world and be the observer. Nothing can deceive you when you trust your knowing. You see other secrets and you keep them sacred. In silence and solitude, you will find your strength, okay? So this is also saying that you also don't want to share other people's secrets, right? Sometimes when we are judging others, we end up realizing that we're actually the ones that are doing some harm, right? Maybe we're asking questions and trying to get information about someone when really we're not going to have the best intentions at heart, or we're actually not being very integritous with it. We're sharing their secrets. We're sharing secrets of others, gossiping. This is a very gossiping energy I'm feeling from this. So also be careful to judge people when you're a gossiper, because if you're a gossiper, you're sharing other people's secrets, and that's just as bad as keeping secrets, other people being deceptive to you. You sharing other people's very personal information or the way they are is just as bad as other people keeping secrets from you and being deceptive. And oftentimes people will keep secrets from you because they know you're going to share their secrets, right? So check yourself. This is a very much check yourself card, okay? On any kind of judgments around people's shadow and judgments around the expression of people's energy and the way they communicate, okay? How are we feeling? I am really called to maybe go grab my cards real quick, because honestly, y'all, I left my cards in my Sedona bag and I really want more cards to play with. Are you guys cool if I do that before we go to the next message? Yes, I think it's a good idea. Give me literally 2 seconds. I'm gonna put my drum here so you can look at my pretty drum. I'll be right back. Literally, that's how quick it took. Like, not even a second. So worth it, right? So worth the wait. And look at, I got my intuitive luminary bags full of cards. Literally, y'all, have you guys seen how many cards I can fit in these bags? These are 3 decks of cards in each bag. If you haven't gotten your intuitive luminary velvet card case carrying bag from my website, rissavibes.com, on the Vibe Shop, then I don't know, you're tripping. You should go buy some because I have a whole bunch still. And they fit so many cards, y'all. Okay, so let me talk about the next spirit message as I Mary Poppins these cards out of my oracle bags. Okay, so everybody got that message, right? We talked about it, keeping secrets, checking yourself before you wreck yourself. Next message, okay? We're still facing some shadows, y'all. We're still facing some shadows. This is the thing. Last week we faced a lot of shadows. Did y'all feel it? That Scorpio full moon was no joke, y'all. That lunar eclipse, like, come on. That was insane. Plus, you know, we were already in the thick of it a bit. So we're going to keep going through that a little bit, growing through that. We're still facing some shadows, but we're handling it a bit differently because we've got that Gemini influence. We're going from the Taurus influence to the Gemini influence. Taurus was helping us see our shadows and really ground into them, face them like we talked about. But then we had the Gemini energy now kind of lifting us up into the air. It's an air sign, so it's kind of giving us a little bit of a higher perspective. It's helping us to see things a little bit more clearly and a little bit less deeply and seriously, and it doesn't feel as overwhelming, okay? But it does still feel a little bit sticky. It does still feel a little bit difficult to move through, but we're going to continue to feel a little bit of relief from these shadows, okay? So I want to let you know that this is going to be a time where we want to be patient with our shadow, and we want to really just honor the way we get to move through each phase. And we really want to take our time and not get too impatient too quickly. Okay, I'm gonna check on you guys. Are we good? Here, live chat. Here. Okay, cool. Yes. Now I can see your live chat. I made it visible so I can see it. Boop, 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 boop. This is so fun. Okay, so all right. Any questions on that? This is pretty self-centered. This is pretty self-centered, self-explanatory. This is like a humble balance between Taurus and Gemini energy. The practicality of the Taurus energy and the groundedness, kind of making things a little bit more real, a little bit more present. That shadow coming up, a little bit more embodied as well. And then Gemini now kind of creating a little bit of an airiness, a little bit more of a intuition around it too. There's going to be more intuition with this, a little bit more of a positive perspective as well. So just pay attention to this and know that, you know, if you're still facing some shadows, it's normal. This is part of it. You know, we've got to kind of move through this. We're at the halfway point of the year. By the way, halfway point of the year, I got some pretty exciting offers to share with you. And in fact, I got some reading sales. I got a really, really awesome acceleration program for you for your year this coming week. So I've got a lot to share. I'm not going to share them all with you today, but I am going to share some of the offers at the end of this reading. The rest of them are going to be shared in the Vibes e-list because my e-list needs a little love, y'all. So I've got some really exclusive offers I've just added to my e-list if you haven't joined it, or if you've joined it way back in the day and it's an old email address or you haven't been getting my emails, you might need to rejoin, okay? Because you might have spammed it on accident. And if you aren't getting my emails, then you're missing out on the really, really exciting offers that I'm giving you, including the one I'm going to share at the end of this reading. So I'll talk about that later, but let's see what we got for this next message here. Boom. Soul solitude, okay? I love how clear the cards come up via the phone too. Like, this is really beautiful. Okay, so soul solitude. This is really, really going to be the most helpful thing for facing these shadows and being patient with them, being observant with them, letting yourself move through them piece by piece, from going from that Taurus energy into the Gemini energy with your shadows. This is really beautiful. So take some time to yourself. I had a really beautiful soul solitude trip yesterday in Sedona. It was gorgeous. I am going to be posting some reels on my Instagram. I posted a story yesterday. Just such a nice vibe. And it really does help you get out of your head and really get some healing for your body, get more into your intuition, which is exactly what this Taurus to Gemini energy is helping us do. It says your soul needs attention. There are moments when it's important to get away, not just from the noise of the outside world, but to find a peace where your soul can experience, a place where your soul can experience peace and quiet, a place for soul solitude. This is a time to pause, a time to reflect, a time for you, okay? So let yourself create soul solitude in some kind of form or fashion this week. It's going to be essential for helping you to face your shadows, helping you to get a little bit more leeway with where you're moving into from those shadow awarenesses. And it's going to really give you just this different perspective of looking at your challenges and your struggles. The Gemini is very strategic and very good at kind of checking in with how to compartmentalize things, how to shift things, how to move things to make everything kind of work and everybody happy. So let that also take over. And sometimes you've got to remove yourself from the situation to be able to sit back and see all the moving parts so that you can sort it out and make sure you find some way to make it all work for you and in favor of everything else, okay? So take that time, but you've got to get a way to do that. You've got to kind of detach, disconnect, unplug for a day or a few hours at least, and then go back into it with that new perspective. Okay, it's going to be so helpful. Love to see that you also had a nice little day trip in Sedona too, Daniela. That's beautiful. All right, so let's keep moving with this. The next message is duality breeds creation. Okay, lots of duality messages today because it is Gemini season, y'all. It is Gemini season. Now, also something that I want to mention is that, and we will talk about this more in detail, but the message of this week, especially the theme of this week from the title of this weekly reading is finding your fervor. And fervor is an intense passion. It's this intense kind of going after it, this intense kind of lust and passion for something. It's a deep dedication and intense drive for something. And I want you to really perceive all of these messages this week with that same theme in mind. You know, when we talk about still facing our shadows and having to grow through it piece by piece and observe it and let ourselves kind of see it differently and find a humble balance in it, we want to find a fervor. We want to find a passion there. Why is that so important? Why are we so passionate about taking our time to move through our shadow? Because we don't want to miss any details, because if we miss details, we're going to have to go back and relive it, right? So be passionate, find your fervor for that observance and that patience through your shadow work, right? Same thing for, the energy of the Gemini, finding that fervor, that passion for finding out where you've been judgmental, where there's throat chakra blockages, finding a passion in how to really understand people at a different and deeper level, and to be understood at a deeper level based on working on that communication piece, especially with Mercury in now Taurus, which is actually funny. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that as well, because Mercury Retrograde just entered Taurus, but the Sun just entered Gemini from Taurus. Mercury in retrograde was in Gemini, now in Taurus, so they literally swapped, which is pretty funny. But just giving yourself that opportunity to find passion behind these messages, it's going to help create a different kind of pace and a different kind of energy, a quicker movement for this stuff to be resolved for you, okay? So in this next message, duality breeding creation, okay? Duality bringing creation. It's so important to appreciate duality because duality allows for two things to become one, okay? If you are seeing one thing from one side and you're not also seeing it from the other side, you can't create a harmony that creates a new energy or a new perspective or a brand new experience. And that actually does a disservice to you and those involved and to the world, because we are meant to evolve, we are meant to create, we are meant to continue to advance throughout our creative power as a collective. And if we stop creating because we're only one-sided with things, then we end up really stifling the growth of our humanity and human consciousness. So duality breeds creation. Now, this isn't to say that we're excusing or allowing for horrible things to happen in the world. This happens, and it is incredibly tragic. And it's so important to not ignore that stuff. There are extremes of each side of things, and those extremes can be very, very, very intense and tragic and destructive. But we also have to recognize how the duality shows us what needs to be done to find something better for our future, to find a better way, right? We can't see the things that we need to improve in the world if we don't see the destruction that shows it to us, right? We have to recognize that. It's literally just like how our bodies will give us pain to show us that there's a problem in that area. If it doesn't give us the signal of pain or illness, then we won't even know that it's literally threatening our life, right? So these are the things that happen to give us the signal that something needs to be done in a certain area, okay, of our human collective. So we need to look at duality as that. Duality in our human collective, in the world, and in the experiences that we see that are tragic across the country and other countries, but also the duality within ourselves, the shadow within ourselves, the things that end up giving us a signal that, hey, there's an issue there we need to look at. There's something that needs our attention, right? And by seeing that, we're able to then look at what the problem is and then find a solution, and or even look at the opposite of the problem, right? Like if we see that, okay, this is what we're doing, we're being judgmental, what would it look like to be non-judgmental, right? Then we create from those two awarenesses the experience of being non-judgmental, right? Because you've learned what judgment is and what it's not, and then you can be that, right? You can find your own creative path and expression in that. So that's literally what we're doing all the time and as a collective. And so duality breeding creation is an important lesson for Gemini season and also just for this week. We need to appreciate the duality that comes up, and we need to create from it. We need to use it. We need to channel it, and we need to ask ourselves, what are we inspired by from it? What does this duality inspire in us? What does it inspire us to do? Not to create more of that same toxic energy, but to create a solution from the awareness of the toxicity of that energy, and to do a bit of energetic surgery on that so that we can create something much more in alignment, right? So this is what we want to do to help ourselves as a collective move on and move through and evolve from the duality that we see within it, okay? So what does it inspire you to do from recognizing what that duality is and its opposite expression of light for a common harmony of balance, okay? Guardian angel. Guardian angel. This is really kind of what our guardian angels do. When we hear our spirit guides, or the voice of our spirit guides, the voice of our spirit guides helps us to rationalize and understand duality. This is why we're called to call on our angels, call on our higher power, call on our higher selves, call on entities and beings and consciousness that is more evolved than our human mind, because our human mind has a really hard time facing duality and rationalizing it, making it make sense, because we're so trapped in the circumstance of it, the cause and effect of it, and the emotions of it, that we often can't see beyond that. So that's when we call in our guardian angels. that's when we really ask them for support. And what they do is they bring us into that consciousness that they have that helps us understand or find peace with it, so that we can create from it, create a new and evolved emotion, perspective, or experience, okay? So don't be afraid to call on your guardian angels as well, especially when you're having a hard time rationalizing, understanding, or moving through duality in your life that is really, really deep and heavy, okay? Call on your guardian angels and they will bring in the consciousness that brings you peace. They will give you that sense of awareness on how to create from that duality, okay? All right, next message is patience in completion, okay? We talked about patience all throughout the last couple months. In April, we talked about patience versus procrastination, so make sure you check that. End of May, we talked about persistence in patience, so we were like, hey, we got to keep being patient. And now we are allowing patience in for more completion. So we're actually getting towards the end of our patience portal, if you will. It doesn't mean that we should stop being patient, because if we stop being patient, then Spirit's going to put us through another portal. So don't do that. Stay patient. But we're going to see how our patience is paying off this week. We're going to start to notice some traction being made. We're going to start to see some completion in things that we've been patient on. So if you've been waiting on some delays on some things, that's also going to be really, really helpful for this week. That's going to be cleared. And notice what you've learned and how you've grown. Notice what you've received in messages and wisdom and growth and evolution in your journey with patience over these last couple of months, because we've been getting these messages on patience in different forms and degrees for a couple of months now, and hopefully you've been taking them seriously. And if you have, you've probably grown quite a bit in your patience and your ability to really honor the way in which patience has shown you how to be more successful and productive in your life, okay? Really, really beautiful. I just saw a cool message come up about something I said in the Bone Shaman reading. Let me see. Jasmine said, remember what Rissa said at the Bone Shaman, our spirit guides and angelic family are always with us. Hope that brings you comfort. Yes, this is so great. Oh, so sorry to hear about your loss. Let's see. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear your dog passed. I totally get it, Linda. I'm still missing Geo, and he passed in January, so I get it. I'm so sorry. Losing a pet is like the hardest thing. So our hearts are with you, Linda. Anything we can do, I'm sending you so much love. And just know that we're with you. Yeah. Duality is tough, and death is our teacher, you know. Also, definitely check out the Bone Shaman readings, because Bone Shaman is really, really, really a teacher of death and the death portals, and talks a lot about death being our teacher. And actually, even the last weekly reading I did, we talked about death as well for a moment, and the way it was coming through from that Scorpio full moon. So just sending you love, and hopefully you can find some comfort and support in those messages as well, and anybody else who may be growing through the same kind of grief, okay? Clearing the fear, okay? Clearing the fear comes up with patience and completion. So now we need to clear the fear around what it looks like if our goals and our accomplishments are achieved. Are we afraid of the end result? Because now we're being patient to complete the cycle, but some of you may be afraid of that completion. What are you afraid of? Face the fears. Because if there's any fears of the result of what you're waiting for, then it's going to get in the way of making that result happen, okay? That's why it hasn't completed itself. Yes, you might be patient and you might be excited to have that thing complete and taken care of, but there's some kind of fear around that is actually holding it back from being completed. So clear the fear, okay? It says, when given the fuel to prosper, fear can attack the immune system, disrupt the balance of the mind, and upset the harmony of the heart. Your light is your armor. Clear your fears by replacing them with affirmations of faith in your strength, okay? Have faith in your strength. Clear the fear. Face the fear. Know that if you're afraid of certain kind of results or success or the ending of something, the completion of something, faith is your strength. Have faith in yourself. Replace them with affirmations of that. And you can even use this affirmation. It says, I release any toxic fear from my body, mind, and soul so that I may remain strong and sovereign in my spirit, okay? And this is from the Intuitive Luminary deck. And I did just recently update my website. It is showing that the Luminary deck is officially sold out. I am going to be talking about how to pre-order the next batch. And for those of you who did buy a beta deck is one of these decks. This was like the first round of the Oracle deck that I created. Beta testing, you know, just seeing how the cards were and what we liked about them, what we didn't like. I'd love to also get your feedback, so please reach out to me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, if you did purchase a beta deck. I believe I have most of you on a list somewhere too, so I will check in with that when I'm ready to send out some info. But all of you who did already purchase a beta deck, if you purchased it outright, then you'll also be getting a special offer from me when the new ones come in, okay? So super, super exciting. So make sure to reach out to me as well, just to make sure that you're on that list, but I will also be reaching out to you in a couple weeks, okay? So be on the lookout for that, and I am patient in that completion of my cards, because this next round of cards is going to have a box, and it's going to have the virtual deck turned into an actual physical deck, and it's just going to be so beautiful. But patience and completion, right? All right, so the next message, y'all: dodging bullets and putting out fires. How many of y'all are dodging bullets and putting out fires already? Have any of you been dodging bullets or putting out fires lately? Maybe not literal, hopefully, but more so I'm talking figuratively, okay? This energy of just lots of stuff being thrown at you, you know, lots of stuff flying at you, and you're just like, what is going on? I need to protect myself and get myself like a bunch of armor and some matrix skills, because like, what is going on, right? And the fires, y'all, like one thing after another, just like problem solving. This is a test of agility and faith and fervor, okay? So this goes back to our fervor, our passion. This is testing our passion. Do we really want it? How bad do we really want it? What are we willing to do? How hard are we willing to work? What are we willing to grow through and face in order to get what we know we want and what we have asked for and what we deserve? Okay? It doesn't come easy, and it's not supposed to. This is a path less chosen and a path of few, because it takes a lot of skill and energy and fervor, passion, okay? So if you're feeling some of those dodging bullets, putting out fire energy, like you're like this all the time, like, wow, this is like the feeling. Because you're dodging the bullets, you know, and then you're also putting out fires. It's both. It's very Gemini of me. But if you're feeling like that, first of all, do the dance, because like, it's like kind of fun, and it actually will take you out of the seriousness of it and into some silliness of it, which is also a mantra. Be silly, not serious, okay? Let yourself be a little silly, not serious over some stuff. That's going to help you move through it. And also find your agility, find some grace. Really decide, okay, before I move out of the way, is this something I need to dodge, or can I actually just transmute it, or can I actually channel it into something else? You know, it's not always about dodging the bullet, okay? Sometimes it's about grabbing it and making it into something, or throwing it somewhere, you know, it needs to go to do something different. Like, just honor the way in which you are able to slow down, like the Matrix, and look at things before you decide which way to go, okay? This is going to help you really, really, really hone in your agility. And then the fervor is the passion, the fire, the putting out fire. Like, putting out fire is the test of your fervor, because it's like literally you're having to go at it, like, with all your energy, and you're having to really be passionate about finding a solution and getting things taken care of, and not stopping and getting stagnant, but instead kind of building momentum as you continue to resolve one thing after another, okay? So let that really be helpful for you. Not all bullets and fires are negative, okay? They're also helpful in teaching us how to maneuver accordingly. Wishful expectations, another part of this energy of dodging bullets and putting out fires, is showing us where the smoke and mirrors are in our lives, where there's illusions. So some of these bullets and fires are actually telling us what's been threatening in our life that we thought was actually safe, okay? This says, acknowledge the smoke and mirrors in your life for what they are, okay? Acknowledge the smoke and mirrors in your life for what they are. So that means, listen, if you've been feeling like this thing is causing you a lot of problems or threatening your success in some way, or threatening your happiness or your safety or your peace, it probably is. And if there's a lot of fires and bullets being thrown at you from that situation, then that's even more proof that, yeah, you got to get out of there, okay? Yeah, it's good it's testing your agility and your fervor, but it should be also helping you do agility, be agile enough to move out of it and have enough fervor to get away, okay? So acknowledge the smoke and mirrors in your life for what they are. No longer letting wishful expectations cloud your vision, okay? It may be a wishful expectation, but it's not reality, okay? Super important. All right, y'all, next message, moving right along because we do have quite a bit of astrology. Creating diverse alignment. These are multiple seeds in multiple baskets, okay? Seeing the miracle through to completion. Ideas are the seeds of your miracles, okay? The ideas that you're receiving to do something different or put this product out or offer this thing or make this relationship or create this connection or go forth with this new innovative plan or project. These ideas you're receiving are direct ideas from your spirit, from your higher self, from your higher power, from your angels, from your guides, etc. These are ideas implanted in you as a seed for manifestation and miraculous expression, okay? This is your miracle, okay? A lot of us are saying, oh, we don't know what to do, or we need help, or we need a miracle, we need something to happen. But then we're getting all these ideas and exciting and like impulses to do certain things, but we are ignoring them and continuing to ask for our miracle when really those ideas are our miracle. Those are our answers out. Those are our answers to the success, but we have to plant those seeds and start watering them and growing them in order for them to do what they're meant to do. So if you've been sitting on a business idea for 3 years and now you're like, oh my gosh, I need a way out. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm like at my wit's end. I bet you if you would have started watering that seed 3 years ago, you probably would have a way out right now. So you got to start now, and you can't beat yourself up about that right now, because then you're going to spend 3 years beating yourself up about it, and then you're going to end up being in the same position then. So don't beat yourself up about it. Don't judge yourself. Be kind to yourself, love yourself, and learn the lesson, right? Let the duality do what it's meant to do, appreciate it for what it is, and then create from it. Now, I'm not going to let that hold me back anymore. I'm going to start that idea now, or I'm going to start this new one now, or I'm not going to let procrastination get in the way of divine alignment, right? Go back to that April 24th, I think, weekly reading, and you'll know what I'm talking about. So this is super important. You really, really, really want to honor the ability to create from diverse alignment, okay? Diverse alignment meaning multiple things lining up for your favor. The awareness that, this from this reading, and then the awareness of, whatever you are kind of coming off of from your shadow work, and then the way in which certain resources are landing in your lap, or the time available that you have right now. Notice the multiple and diverse alignments that are all matching up to a similar timeline, a similar path for you, showing you to start planting seeds around these ideas that could be miraculous creations to help you manifest some things in your life, okay? And then see that miracle through to completion, okay? See it all the way through. Don't stop just because it's not moving a couple of weeks from now or even a couple of days from now. Put more energy into it. You've got to put enough energy into it to get it to move. Don't give up so easily, okay? And don't think that you don't have time. A lot of you, I'm feeling like you're feeling like you don't have time, a sense of urgency. I was feeling that from the collective a lot, like the sense of anxiety, the sense of urgency. Y'all are anxious and urgent right now. I get it. Inflation is real. This stuff is really starting to affect a lot of us financially and energetically, but don't let it affect your abundance mentality, okay? Because if it starts to affect your abundance mentality, then you're kind of going to start to notice that energy really consume you even more, the energy of lack, the energy of scarcity, because you're assuming it. Instead, step into your creative force, okay? Don't get into a state of scarcity. Get into a state of creativity and creative energy. Start to get to be more strategic. What other ways can you make money? What other ways can you make peace in your life? What other ways can you create the sense of community that you're seeking? What is the abundance that you're seeking, right? It's not all money. Some of you think it's money. It's not money. You're seeking, you have plenty of money. A lot of you think that you need money and you don't. You actually are thinking that the money is going to give you a sense of safety or a sense of security or a sense of peace or a sense of joy. Actually, some of you probably need to move some money in order to get more money because you've been hoarding money, okay? So actually ask yourself, what is it is that you want? You know, if you want more joy and peace and happiness, is money really going to get that to you? Especially if you already have some that you're not moving in the direction you've already been inspired to move it. So ask yourself that too. I'm getting a message for you all on that. I don't know who that's for, but I feel like it's for a lot of you. The resurrection, okay, is the saying, you get to resurrect old ideas. You get to resurrect old inspirations that you thought were old. No, they are, the time is now. You get to resurrect goals that you've had for a while that you've kind of let die. Creative visions and inspirations, ideas, passions that you've kind of just let fall on the wayside, but that you know will definitely bring you a sense of power and creativity and alignment that you need right now. If you're at your wit's end and you're wanting more of that power, that soul power, that creative force, that intuition, that alignment, ask for it. Let it resurrect through this awareness of planting the seeds where they need to grow, okay, and making sure you grow them and not just ignore them and wait for them to grow on their own. It's not going to work that way, okay? Be more resourceful, more creative, and the resurrection of that energy will show it worth it, okay? All right, last message, love from all your angles, from all angles, not from all your angles, or maybe, but find your fervor and love from all angles, okay? This is about looking at things from all angles of a situation and finding love from all angles. Finding love in all directions of a situation. So this would be a good example of this is if you're having a issue in your community, maybe like 3 or 4 of your friends are feuding right now, and you're stuck in the middle. You don't know how to really side with anybody because you don't want to, and you're seeing how everybody wants you to side with everyone or somebody, but you just don't want to. You get to be the one that loves from all angles, and you get to show them how to do the same by looking at each of their perspectives from a loving light and reflecting that loving light perspective back to them so that there can be a harmonious, loving energy, okay? And this is a fervor energy, so be passionate, find your fervor with this. It's gonna take some creativity and some extra kind of strategy to really love from all angles of a situation, right? It can be really hard to find a loving way to look at something when it's deep and heavy and really, really bad, okay? But there's still a way to look at it in a beautiful light, okay? You've got to be passionate enough to find that, though, okay? So that's what finding your fervor is about. Be passionate enough to find a loving perspective around even the hardest things to accept, okay? Let's take another collective breath together because I didn't really invite you all into that one. Let's take one together. Nice deep breath in. Big breath out. Helping us to find love from all angles. And that gives us growth. That gives us growth. That helps us to be reborn, freed, and evolved, emerged into a new energy. And this is the 10 of Wands. So lots of magic here. Lots of magic here when we are able to grow from the ability to, just find our fervor and loving from all angles. Okay? It's so weird I could put my hair behind my ear now. It's weird. Anyway. All right. Don't y'all love my little random talks? I just be doing things. Okay, so anyway, yes, let's go into astrology. Are y'all ready? We have a little bit of astrology to go through. Actually, I'm gonna go pretty quick. There's lots of Aries in here. I'm just looking off glance, there's lots of Aries in here. Yeesh. Lots of Taurus in here. Yeesh. Okay. We love an Aries and okay, we love a Taurus. No, I'm just kidding. No, we love an Aries and a Taurus. I actually do love Aries. I just I feel like y'all just really don't love me though. I don't know. Sometimes I'd be looking at Aries and they just be looking at me and I'm like, do you hate me or like me? Does anybody else feel that way with Aries? I think they just give that off though. I mean, power to them because they're powerful. Same with Taurus actually. Taurus are kind of the same. They just be like, I don't know about you. But then I find out they love me and I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. Astrology. Today, Mercury Retrograde enters Taurus, which is really funny because Mercury Retrograde was just in Gemini. So the sun was just in Taurus and now the sun is in Gemini. And Mercury retrograde was just in Gemini and now it's in Taurus. So literally Mercury and the sun have switched signs completely. Shoot. Pretty cool, which is actually very interesting. It's helping us. So when Mercury retrograde was in Gemini and the sun was in Taurus, we were really kind of working on communication with our intuition and more communication around understanding each other and just finding even the shadow stuff about each other that was important to understand and acknowledge. We were actually grounding in a lot of that communication to help us to do the shadow work. Now that Mercury retrograde is in Taurus, we're grounding in more of the awareness around the communication stuff. We're probably going to have even more communication weirdo mishap things. And we're actually going to have a lot more of this kind of silly perspective around it. We're not going to feel so serious. So before we were a little bit more serious, but not having as much of the communication stuff, more internal. But this week we're going to be having more of the communication stuff external and internal, but we're going to be looking at it with a little bit more of a silly perspective or just more lighthearted or more intuitive perspective. So if that makes sense. So cool that it's shifted. We are also still going to feel a little stuck in our movement forward with things just because both of them are still playing in the same kind of energies. So that won't let up really until Mercury retrograde ends, which is I think on the 3rd of June. Okay. Today we also have Mars in Pisces, sextile Pluto in Capricorn. This is actually giving us some strength and stamina through the stuck feelings. So we're gonna just feel a little bit more patient, a little bit more strong and resilient towards that patience that we need to move through this stuff a little bit more slowly, okay? Then tomorrow, the sun is in Gemini, of course, like we've talked about. We are in Gemini season, so the sun is in Gemini. Sextile Jupiter in Aries. There's an Aries placement for you. This is actually going to give us some optimism and some travel. It's going to be encouraging us to take an adventure. We're going to feel a little bit more inspired to step forward and just take risks and have more fun. Mercury retrograde is also in Taurus, sextile Mars in Pisces tomorrow. That's going to give us more clear communication to hone in on, to help us solve some situations. So we are actually going to feel a little bit more problem aware, but problem solving capable tomorrow. So we're actually gonna feel more strategic with our problem solving tomorrow. So that's actually gonna be good to have certain conversations where clarity needs to be had, okay? Then on Tuesday the 24th, I have a Channel and Chill event, by the way. So for those of you in Arizona, on Tuesday the 24th at 6:30 p.m., I will be at Abundance Space in Scottsdale, channeling messages from the divine for all of you who attend and ask any questions, and I'll be answering them there. So that'll be really, really fun. So definitely come out and check that out. Also no longer going to be posting the channel and chills on replay on my YouTube because I just don't have the capability right now. And so sorry for that, but give me some time and I'll figure out a way to make something accessible for you, maybe on a Patreon or something. I've got some Patreon stuff I'm going to be doing soon too. So anyway, I digress. So on the 24th, not only do I have that channel and chill, for those of you who are in Arizona, come check me out. The link will be in the description of this video and also in my bio on Instagram at Readings by Rissa. But on the 24th, we also have Mars entering Aries. There's another Aries placement. Mars entering Aries. Mars is a fire planet entering Aries, a fire sign. So it's going to be super powerful. Power and courage, attention-oriented, playing to win, going after what you want and getting it. Super, super strong influence that. Just lots and lots of fire and passion. Talk about finding your fervor. That's where we're going to feel it on Tuesday, okay? From the stars. And then Vesta enters Pisces, which is going to feed our soul in a lot of ways. And we're actually going to feel very humanitarian. By helping others, we're going to feel very fulfilled on Tuesday as well. So part of that power, courage, and passion is also going to be fueled towards helping others, which I love that for the collective. That's going to be so beautiful. Then on the 25th, which is Wednesday, Mercury Retrograde is in Taurus, trine Pluto in Capricorn. This is going to be a good time to research some things and seek truth, find new knowledge, do a little bit of spiritual study or study on other things that you're learning about, that you're wanting to gain information on for your highest good and productivity. So really, really great research day on Wednesday for anything you're doing. Then on Thursday, the 26th of May, Venus is in Aries, another Aries placement, okay? That's going to square Pluto and Capricorn. Venus in Aries is going to give us a lot of passion and sensuality. Pluto in Capricorn is going to give us a lot of shadow work and kind of needing to do some things to make ourselves better, improving things. So emotions may be kind of high that day. We may end up noticing that we're a little bit on defense or being a little bit critical or criticized by the people we love. But try not to take it too personally, and also make sure nobody's trying to manipulate you with over passionate expressions that don't have a lot of weight or substance behind them. Don't get played, okay? And then on the 28th, which is Saturday, Venus enters Taurus. So then Venus is going to go from Aries into Taurus. So we're going to feel grounded and still very sensual with the Taurus energy, but more in our body, which will be really fun. So this is going to feel very romantic, and it's going to help us find some harmony in our romantic expressions. And it's also going to find some harmony in our financial matters as well, helping us to get a little bit more practical also. Then finally on the 29th, Mars is in Aries. There's one more Aries placement for you. And actually one more coming up, Mars in Aries conjunct Jupiter in Aries, okay? So those two meeting up, the inner warrior is sparked from that. So we may see our temper flare up. We may feel a little defensive, a little bit more offensive as well, but we want to make sure we keep that at bay and only channel that towards things that are actually a challenge and not create challenges for us just because we want to be strong and fierce that day, okay? Does that make sense? Also keep in mind that the sharing card is still very present for us. This is our last week of May, and so that means that we are really being called to share our fervor, okay? Not only are we finding our fervor, our passion throughout all of these messages, but we're also meant to share that passion with others, share what that passion is inspiring us to do and what ideas it's bringing in, what collaborations we're called to start creating, so that we can really allow that sharing to create even more expansion and community, okay? I'm gonna pull 3 cards to finish everything up. How are we feeling? How are you receiving these messages? Y'all feeling good? Let me know. Gemini season is really coming in with some power. I am here for it. I love, love, love this energy so much. and it is my favorite season. Okay, so now that we're at the end of the reading, I'm gonna go ahead and share some of my beautiful offers. Okay, so the first thing is I have a reading sale. Okay, I do have a reading sale. I'm gonna go ahead and unleash the reading sale now, but I will say that you're gonna probably, if you know you want a 6-month forecast, you're gonna wanna wait because the 6-month forecasts are gonna go on sale soon, and they're not quite on sale yet. So keep that in mind. And the reason why I'm not putting them on sale yet is because I'm going to put them on sale this week, but I really want to show you all this other offer that I have that is connected to the 6-month forecast for those of you who want to take your 6-month forecast to the next level, because it's going to really, really be a big one. Okay, so hold off on the 6-month forecast if you're feeling like you are ready for yours yet. I know it's almost time, but please sign up for the e-list if you haven't already, or use a different email if you haven't been getting them. The link is in the description. You literally can sign up for the Vibes e-list in the description of the video right now. And I'll double check if there's anything weird with that, but it shouldn't be because it's automatically in the description of this video. So definitely do that, because I'm going to be offering some really cool things with a 6-month forecast this year to help you turn your entire year around quickly and efficiently and in a very, 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 very deep and amazing way. But also for right now, I will at least let you know that the past life readings are still on sale. Instead of $133, they are only $99 on sale right now until the 1st of June. And I'm actually going to likely extend that sale, but I don't know what date until yet, either till my birthday or a little bit longer. It depends, okay? So just keep that in mind. So the past life readings are on sale, only $99, still on sale, okay? So when you click the link in my description, the booking link to book a session, you'll see the past life reading as an option. You'll click that and you'll schedule yours out, only $99. I'll send you an invoice and we'll be good to go. Then the general readings, okay? The general readings are going on sale as well. The general readings are usually $99, but since it's Gemini season, I'm deciding to put the general readings at only $77. So I'm taking $22 off the general readings for those of you. I have not put it in the details of the booking link, but I'm telling you now, I will send you the sale link for that, okay? So general readings, only $77, okay? And those are the only two on sale right now, okay? But keep in mind, it's all month. Gemini season is going all month, so I'm going to be revealing a new probably offer every week this month, but they're going to be expiring, so jump on them when you can, okay? So right now, these offers are good at least until the 1st of June, possibly the 6th of June, but don't quote me on that. At least until the 1st of June, you can get $77 general readings or $99 past life readings. Huge discounts on both of those. And I encourage you to go straight to the, I just realized I haven't pulled these cards. Go straight to the e-list link to make sure you sign up for the e-list, because I'm also going to be putting out a really, really epic offer for turning your whole year around in a really amazing way. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be sending you guys an email in the next couple days or so, probably by the 25th. So if you sign up for the e-list, you'll get a little free. You'll also get a free gift, by the way. I forgot to say that. So you'll get the Align and Awaken 2022 Acceleration Masterclass that I did in February that I've been charging people for, the replay. You get it for free when you sign up for the e-list if you haven't already signed up for the e-list already. And that's going to be just a really nice little gift to you. If you have already signed up for it and you want to get that gift, literally if you just put another email address in there, you can go get it and the link will be given to you. I'm giving you a cheat code. There you go. Okay. And that was just because y'all are listening to me ramble. So I figured I'd give you a little cheat code if you need it. So pretty epic things. Okay. I'm giving you lots of gifts straight out the jump for Gemini season. And I'm super, super excited about it. You get the gift of the Align and Awaken Masterclass. There's also a free love activation meditation in that as well, in that welcome email offer. If you haven't already gotten that, that's been up there for a bit, but it's still going. And then, like I said, $77 general readings from now until June 1st, and $99 past life readings from now until June 1st. And then the 6-month forecast will be going on sale soon, plus an extra offer to really turn your life around with those 6-month forecasts in an even deeper way. And I'll be releasing that in a couple days, so stay on the lookout, y'all. All right, beginning of the week card is retreat. We already got the soul solitude card, so this is letting us know, yeah, we need to take some time for ourselves. We need to unplug. We need to just go within, and we need to ground into what we really need and some self-care so that we can just really see all the things we need to see and sort them out in the best way possible, with our own awareness. This is literally like people in nature, like the angel is in nature. I was literally out in Sedona, like by a creek, standing in the water, like just like this, feeling the energy. Like I feel like this is like angels with us whenever we go out into nature and have that soul solitude. It's so beautiful. Another water card, cleansing with Raphael, Archangel Raphael, another angel, cleansing our heart chakra with that green orb up top. And look at the fire too. We talked about all that Aries fire and the astrological influences, and the fire of finding our fervor, that fiery passion. That's how we cleanse, okay? We cleanse with our ability to, take that time away and stand in the water and bathe ourselves in some soul solitude. And then we also cleanse with that fire and that passion towards what we really want, okay? And really letting our heart take us there. So that's the middle of the week card. Find your cleansing fire, the passion that will help you cleanse the old and step into the new, okay? And then end of the week card, negativity. It's so important to face our fears of negativity and start to create from negativity, not be stifled by it, okay? We talked about creating diverse alignment and also appreciating duality and noticing that sometimes when we're dodging bullets and putting out fires, it's actually a test of agility and faith and fervor. So don't look at negativity negatively, okay? Don't look at negativity negatively anymore. Negativity is not always negative. Sometimes negativity is actually there to show us how to become more positive, or what is needed in our lives to find the positive things that we are meant to receive and we deserve. So find ways to create from the negativity that you see in positive and healthy ways, using it as a tool of awareness to show you which direction not to go so you can go in the correct one, okay? And the one that's more in alignment to what you're desiring. All right, don't be afraid of negativity. Use it as a tool, use it as a skill. I love you so much. I hope you had a wonderful day. Again, I'm going to go over the Gemini offers one more time. Instead of $99, the general readings are only $77 right now. Book them, and as long as you pay by June 1st, you will get that sale price locked in. And it's really, really great because you're going to get a full-on awareness of your work life, love life, spiritual life, and family life, okay? So the general reading covers all of that. Only $77 for a whole hour with me reading your energy in your life, okay? So go take advantage of that sale. Also, the $99 past life readings. Instead of $133, they're only $99 to regress into your past life and see what power you have there that you get to bring up here to this present life and use for your highest good. Or also what healing needs to be done from the past life to help break you of any chains or any energy cords that are holding you back from your expansion in this life, okay? Past life regressions, only $99 on sale for Gemini season. Book it and get your payment in by June 1st to lock in that sale, and you'll have it, okay? And then check the e-list, okay? The link in this description of this video will tell you join the Vibes e-list, put in your name, your email address, click that submit button or sign up button, and you will get a instant page direction to some links with some offers to your Align and Awaken Acceleration Masterclass that I did for 2022 to help you really claim 2022. If you're feeling a little stuck, we're 6 months in now. It's time for us to really take the next 6 months and really make the most of them So if you're feeling stuck, we're going to change that. You'll get that free masterclass right away as soon as you put your email list in there right now. You'll also get a free guided meditation to activate more love in your life. And then you will also be added to the list to receive information on the offer I have to turn your year around in a very in-depth and accountability-focused program to help you to strategize your way through the rest of the year according to your best and highest good, okay? I'm so excited to share those details with you. I will be revealing them by the 25th of May, so be on the lookout for that. I will be sharing all the details in my e-list. That's why I am telling you to join it, so you don't miss out on that offer, because there will be limited spots available and a limited time only for the offer. All right? I love you all so much, and keep in mind there are still only four spots left in my coaching program, the Intuitive Luminary Coaching and Course Program, where you get to develop your intuition and tap into your gifts so that you can propel into your purpose with more light and love, and in all the soul service ways that you are meant to serve humanity. I'm going to be walking with you in mentorship with community as well, so definitely reach out if you'd like to be one of the 4 left to receive that offer. It is definitely an extensive, expansive, and life-changing program, so you don't want to miss that either. Email me if you have any questions on any of the things I've just shared. readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. Thanks again for tuning in. Love you so much. Peace and happy Gemini season. I'll catch you next Sunday. Mwah. Bye.